Okay, perfect. Perfect. Pretty sure we're back. We go back quickly. We do this. Quick transition. Because transition means success. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I can cook with this. This is fine. Okay. Screen. What screen are we seeing? Are we seeing the correct thing? Yeah, we're seeing code. Okay. Moving forward. What was I yapping about? The button, radius, whoever. Who cares? Nobody really cares. It's a button with a 15 radius. We have these marks, which I also want to get rid of because honestly, there's really no point when there's like less than 40 lines of code. But we have an IB action here for when we tap on the flags to navigate to so we create a variable which is a storyboard with an instantiated view controller with select, and we force typecast it. I think that's the right word for it, as the select continent view controller. And if we go to the main one, we can see it's the select continent view controller, and the storyboard ID is select. So that's where those values come from. All making sense so far. And yeah, we want to make it full screen, but I'm pretty sure if you segue, it makes it full screen. But maybe I have to specify it. Again, I feel like there's a better way of doing this. Here you can, and then we just present it, right? Right. And this is the second one, which never really worked, I think. So we just ignore it for now. And animation, which I switched. So going back, we've already been through this. Nobody cares. So let's go to the select view controller, because this is where we feel like there's a lot of repetitive code here where, again, I realized back then that this is like over half a year old. A lot of things could be done better here, just in UI Kit itself. But let's look at the screen to see what we're rocking with. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and it is embedded in the scroll view. And I think we won't see that until we actually switch to a smaller device. So if we try the SE, for example, it's when it only becomes scrollable if the content in the actually exceeds whatever it's on the iPhone. If it overspills, then it becomes scrollable. Otherwise, it'll be static. And we have, let's break it down. So in each of these, so in the scroll view, we have a stack view, which each has its own. You see, ideally this should have been a button, and I just made a custom component for it, and it all conforms for it. So yeah, even that, actually, this should have been scrollable as well, looking at it. Oh god. And when we go here, at least this is scrollable. But yeah, looking at it, the first screen should be scrollable as well. So maybe that's a note to take for the first app. So let me write that down in the lobby to remember to make that scrollable. Just whack it in the middle of somewhere. Basically saying make scrollable for smaller screen devices. And that should be good. Right. Yes, that's an important thing to remember, for it to be scrollable. That's why we like playtesting, because we find such things like this. But yes, and there's also no back button, which before wasn't a problem because there's no other games. But over the weeks, I just want to be adding games here and see where we go. But going back to the screen we were at, so we're going through the select view. So this is each outlet, which is for the design. So the IB outlet, the way I look at it, is for its. So let's see. Everything here is within a view controller. This is just all one, not so big, but bigger than it should be view controller, I would say. And we import AV Foundation, which is for the and we make a okay, so we have defaults here, which is just where we save data even if you close the session for the app. That's how we save the information. And we also had a audio player, which is for the audio when you click on the buttons. So yeah, we have a play sound function here. And at the end we just say play audio from sound. So we have a click to sound, and the extension is the .mp3. Right, perfect. That all makes sense. And we force unwrap it because we know it's here as well. Okay, but yeah, we have a bunch of outlets to do the designs, and this is we have labels, fair enough, because I'm pretty sure we update them right here. But even then, I feel like this could have been done in a better way. I really think view is unnecessary. Forgot what mask to bounds does, so let me quickly do a quick Google search. Let's see what I can find out about that. If I can find something better than Apple documentation. Pew. If we close this and go over here, how to solve mask to bounds problems with that's not what I wanted. Got scammed. Layer making beginners, masking for beginners, core animations. We know that it's possible to make layers contents to its bounds using mask to bounds property. Also, we can give it a layer rounded corners using corner property. So we give it the thing. Another example is using putting things on top of each other. I'm trying to realize, you know what, best way to see what it actually does is just to comment it out and see how it looks without it and what it actually changes. Right, so it looks like when this isn't turned to true, which I feel like this could be done in the storyboard. The corner radius doesn't get applied, so I guess this is all intertwined, but still feels horror, and it should be like one component, so none of this has to be, well, I guess it has to be called, but only once rather than doing it for, because I'm basically not reusing a component here. I'm basically just creating the same component a bunch of times just to get the effect, which if I put this away to the other side, not the greatest. And then on view will appear, I call setup, which for each labels on the text, we get the values from the defaults, and we have the highest score. And if we're saying if we can't get the value, we set it to 0, and then